Good day, everybody. Tim from Timber Visions here, and today we have a new thing in the wood yard. Well, not in the wood yard, but over at my house, but it's part of the business. New thing that's part of the business. So what we have is something that gives me things like this. Yep, that's right. Some nicely milled wood. Something that I've been wanting for a long time, and finally have gotten it. So stick with me and I'll show you what we got. That's right, a Woodland Mills HM130 Max Woodlander version. So it's on the trailer. And I don't know, I think I've put a couple hours on it now. Let's see here. Almost 3 hours. I didn't cut the wire on the hour meter until I started milling. So I've got about 3 hours of milling in, and I've done about 6 logs. And I'm learning a lot. First thing that I learned was it takes a while to put this thing together. So it comes in these crates here. That back one's upside down. This is the trailer crate, which I've filled with firewood since I've gotten it. This is offcuts from my milling, and that's the crate that the mill comes in. And I'm sure you've seen all kinds of videos on unboxing of these and blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to waste your time with that because, first of all, I knew it was going to be a big job and it was going to take me some time, and I had limited time to do it, and I just wanted to get it done. And Storm and I spent, I don't know, close to 8 hours putting the trailer together on one day. Then it snowed, and our next nice day we spent about 6 hours putting the saw head together and getting it put up on here. And then I've spent little time here and there putting like the decal on and you know, getting the ramp system put in there, because I bought that also. And sometime I will show how that's done when I learn how to do it. And it's got a winch as well to roll logs up onto the mill if they're too big for the tractor to pick up. So far, everything I've put up here, the Coyote's been able to lift and set up on the deck so I can mill it. And so far, I've been pretty impressed with this machine. It, like I said, I only have like 3 hours of actual mill time, but it's, after doing chainsaw milling, this is way better. So I did opt for the longer trailer. So with that, I have the ability to do 16-foot, 11-inch logs, which I don't know if I'll ever get a log that big, but having the ability is a good thing. And the width on this is 30 inches. You can do 30-inch slabs. You can slab a 30-inch log all the way down through. That's what they say. The largest diameter I've done so far is about half that, 16 inches. That's where this chunk that's laying here right now came from. That 16-inch log. It's 6.5 foot long, and I was able to get that 3-inch slab of maple awesomeness. And then all of these stickers and these 2x4s and 2x6s. So that's silver maple from our tree that used to be over there behind the trailer, which is now just a pile of logs. So yeah, pretty impressive and pretty fast, and seems fairly accurate so far. So I've been pretty happy with it. I'm not going to show you any milling in this video. I'm just kind of giving you a quick little overview and tell you some of the things that I've learned so far. When you have a cant up here in the deck, this is the first thing I'm going to tell you. When you have a cant up here in the deck, make sure your log stops are raised up at least halfway up the back side of your cant, because I didn't have that. I had the log stops all the way down, clamped way low with the log clamp, and my log clamp vibrated loose and the cant rolled from this side to that side and bent the blade basically. Didn't pop it off, but it bent it. As soon as I saw the cant start moving, I let go of the throttle, and yeah, it bent it up. I'll show a picture right here. So that's one of the main things I've learned is have your log stops up halfway. That's these guys. You can raise them up and set them up higher. Get them at least halfway up the back of the cant. And then also clamp a little higher too, not just right at the bottom. Another thing I learned is give yourself some time to put this together. You're not just going to whip this bad boy together. They have great instructions, and all the parts, all the nuts and bolts are in bags that tell you what size they are, and the instructions tell you what sizes to use and what step. But there are a lot of bolts and nuts. As you look down the side of this, so many bolts and nuts that need to go into the building of just this trailer. I think these side bolts, that size of a bolt, I think there was 168 of them. So that's just that size bolt. So there are a lot of bolts, and they're all nylon lock pretty much. So you don't tighten them up all the way or right away anyways. So you just kind of get them till they're as tight as your fingers can get them, and then you tighten them up later on. The step, it'll tell you in the instructions. Like I said, this is not an instructional video, but something I'm going to tell you what I learned is set aside some time. Make sure that the area that you're building this on is level. We were doing it right here in our driveway, which is pretty dang level. However, we extended past this point on one side, which is, you can't really see it in the video, but the driveway starts to slope down to the street. So half of it was lower than the other half, and we ended up having to adjust accordingly afterwards, which was doable, but not ideal. Start on a level area if you can. The motor, it is 14 horse Kohler. It does have electric start. It does not come with a battery, so if you're going to go opt for the electric start, get yourself a battery. Does not come with oil. Get yourself some oil. But after I put oil in it, got the battery, I'm sure that this could be easily pull started, but I don't pull start it. I haven't yet. I did add this hour and tachometer. So I was finding that I wasn't running full RPMs. So I didn't have my throttle cable adjusted correctly, so I bought this for like 25 bucks. And I'll put a link in the description for this. It's like 25 bucks, something like that, and very easy to install. You just run the wire down and tape it around your spark plug wire, and it will tell you your RPMs when it's running, and it also tells you how many hours. And obviously I ran it for an hour before I put this on, because it's showing one less hour than that. But well worth it, I think, to have that. I didn't think I had full RPMs, and then the way I found out was I reached over and actually pushed the throttle with my thumb a little bit further with the throttle pulled all the way there. I was able to go just a little bit further and found out that I didn't have it tensioned quite enough. So you do all of that right here. This is your throttle tension right there. So I had to pull this a little bit tighter before I set the set screw there. But yeah, works good now. I went the first half hour without any lubrication and have since added a little bit of washer fluid, because it still gets below zero at night here. We have lost a lot of our snow, but it's still getting cold at night because this winter does not want to end. I also opted for the tow board that allows you to lift up one side of the log, so you can kind of put the pith of the log in the center. So I opted for that as well. And I don't have them out here, but I have them in the garage. I have the blade sharpener and setter from Woodland Mills. I figured I was going to buy everything all at the same time, save on shipping, because with Woodland Mills, if you buy it all at one time, you pay the same amount for shipping. They just throw it on top of the other crates, and you pay I think I paid $299 for everything here, like 2,200 some pounds shipped to my driveway. And no, I did not use a coyote to unload it. I called the local lumber yard, and they came down with their big forklift. Thanks to them. Appreciate it if you're watching. But yeah, that kind of saved my skin that day. But yeah, they pulled right up to the end of my driveway. Forklift took it off, brought it up to the end of my driveway up here, and dropped it off, and that's where we built from, right where all that wood is stacked. So far I've done a lot of silver maple. I've done a little bit of oak, and this cherry. I've done this cherry, which this stuff is beautiful, and I'm looking forward to doing some projects with that. I slabbed up that silver maple right there as well, left it live edge. And this is some pin oak, and it's a little bit pithy. I think there's a couple pieces that are all right, but it's not the best stuff. The stuff I'm using for stickers there is also that, and you can kind of see it's a little bit pithy. So that stuff might end up heating the house. We'll see. But yeah, these 2x4s and 2x6s I cut all at the same time. I just cut them 1 5/8 thick, made a bunch of them. They're 10 inches wide, and then I just cut 4 inches off of it, and left me with roughly 2x4s and 2x6s. And then this is all a different log, and this is all just 1 inch, except for one of them's a little bit thicker, probably 5/4. But yeah, just 1 inch and like 5 inches wide. Just, you know, getting a feel for it. I have all of those logs over there that I could pick from, and I'm just learning right now. We'll do a video of me running the mill at some point in time, but right now I just kind of wanted to do an introduction to the mill, show you what I got, and if you're interested in seeing more videos on this mill, I have lots of other logs I need to mill up. There's probably a solar kiln build in the future as well, because this lot is open to the sun pretty much from mid-morning to late afternoon, and a solar kiln out here is going to work pretty good, I think. So thanks for stopping in, checking out this video. There's going to be more content on the Woodland Mills HM130 Max in the future. So hit the like, hit the subscribe if you want to see more content on this, see the mill in action. I just didn't feel that making video on the first few that I did was the right thing to do. I really wanted to concentrate on what I was doing. You know, I was by myself, and I just wanted to concentrate on that. But yeah, here in the future, I'll bring the GoPro out and shoot some footage of it actually cutting, and you know, we'll do a blade change at some point in time, stuff like that, using the ramp and winch, all that good stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, consider hitting the subscribe, ringing the bell so you know when that content comes available. So until next time, be safe, brothers and sisters.